Hi everybody, it's Shellie Geigle with JS Hobbies and Crafts, and I wanted to share with you this project that I made, and it is so simple. This was created with the Heartfelt Creations 12 by 12 Insta album, and I'll show you the inside of this really quick as soon as I'm done taking you through what I created. The paper was the Stamperia Blue Land, and I did end up using 3 packs of this in this. This is like the grand album of all albums. It's awesome. It's gonna hold all my daughter's photos that I have collected and then some. So it flips out and whatnot, but it's a 12 by 12. And I used my little nickel swing latch for this. Up here I handmade my flowers. And what I used on that was the Oakberry Lane stamp and the matching Oakberry Lane die. And then I also used some of the at our store we call it the Shellie's berry clusters, and it just came out so nice. So you just kind of open this up, and what's nice about this is that in the Heartfelt Insta album, it's going to give you all the sizes that you need. One thing about this is it did take 3 paper packs. I did coordinate in some solid colored cardstock so I can finish it up. And I used the Doris, and it's has just several different blues to work on into this. So first I'll show, and then I'll show you everything else that was used. So you flip it out and you can add your pockets to this. It already has stuff in it, but I ended up die cutting and adding extra. A lot of the picture mats are not completely glued down yet because I am getting ready to add my photo. So I figured I would wait just in case I need to crop it down just a little bit more. But it just holds a lot. Okay, and then this will fold out. Now I'm not going to be able to get everything. Check this out, guys. This is just awesome. So when I started this project, I was up in the Cascade Mountains on vacation, and I took it with me. It had just arrived at the store, and I grabbed paper, dies, and off I went on my vacation. And in the evening, I worked on this. So I did end up adding this, and I'll show you what this is. This one over here was already attached, and I had forgot my magnets, so I ended up using ribbon to hold things down. So this was extra, and what you do on this is I ended up leaving this open. Here's a couple tags I did, so that I can actually slip my photograph back behind, and then I can glue it down. So these are all open. And on the back side, it is open. I can just plant some photos there. Okay, this is where we start getting into some really fun interactive flips and whatnot. So this was actually in the book, and you'll see it when I take you through it, the actual album without anything in it. This, I just stuck some picture mats, and I made a couple folders here, and I'll take those out. I ended up using a lot of their new dies and trims, which this is part of, and this is a large pocket. But this, you can fold it over, and you have more places just to put your photos. And I created this pocket with one of their new dies. Pretty cute. Okay, we're not done yet. When you pull this out, you've got more. And I ended up using their dies to create these 2 pockets, and I stuffed it full of picture mats. And they had this little lip here, so guess what? I can also stick things right on in there and plant some good sized photos right here. So there is no waste at all. Okay, so this is going to, which way was I going here? Okay, we're like this. All right, so this, when you fold it back out this way, we have more. And I made this pocket. That's the one that we saw in the beginning. This is all open, and I made this large side pocket with their dies and more picture mats. In the paper pack, you will see that there's these. I added little frames, so guess what? Again, I can take a photograph and just slide it right on in. And I did that. I left these all open for me to make my life easier. Okay, so we're not done with this side yet. This goes on. We fold that out and we get to the back of the album. And again, I did not have magnets, so I used string or ribbon. So this will flip out, and so does this one. And we'll do one at a time. This flips out. Okay, this is included, this little flip out and system they got here. So I can plant photos right here. Down here I die cut with that special little trim, and look at all the picture mats that I'm able to get in here. A lot. And again, I didn't glue them down yet because I got my photos ready to go. So it holds a lot. Okay, actually I'm going to take them out because I'm getting ready to do my thing there. Alright, this one now will fold down. And again, more places to put photos. This is just awesome. Up here we got the same thing. This will fold out. That's all part of the inner fold outs that come with this that's already attached. So everything is already attached for you. You can just add your pockets and different things. So great place to put a photo right here. This flips up. Again, more photos. This flips down, and inside here, more photos. And I added this little pocket down here. And I put in some picture mats. Okay, once that is all, when you're all done putting paper to that, guess what? This folds out again. Now this is interesting because I ended up die cutting with their new dies, and I made pockets on this page. So here these just slide in and out. And this paper was perfect because it was the tags page, and you'll see that in a moment. Up here, I gave myself a choice. Now I have these here, and I can slide it in through the corner like that, or you can make a bunch of little ones and do that. So I created these with the dies, and I thought that was so cute. So I figured I would die cut, or actually cut out 2 of the smaller photos of her, and I would mount them right in like this, and then I have the larger picture mats which I can just place right down here. So that is something that was custom that I wanted to do. Okay, so we are done with these, and I think you saw the back side of this, maybe not. I added this pocket and I die cut with their new dies, and this is a great place to hold your picture mats and then place a photo if you wanted. And this I left alone. I didn't add anything extra. Okay, now we're getting over to this side. And we already saw we had this. Now this was already attached. And what I ended up doing is just laying some paper over the top of it. And you can add a magnet to adhere it down. I didn't think it needed it since I was already had things ribbon tied over here. But if I make it again, I probably will be adding magnets rather than the ties. So what I did on the back side was I added some of those little, well, I added one of these film strips, and there's a bunch that comes with the album. And I placed it on the back side, and oh, there's one of my tags. I left it open again so I can slide photos back behind, then glue it down. So I wanted to utilize that space. Okay, so for this, this big fold out, all these are included and they are already attached to your album. I die cut these pocket with that new pocket little die that they had, and I just started sticking photo mats in there, good size ones. Same over here. This flips down, and what I did down here was I added a little strip of cardstock to make a pocket, and it holds my picture mats and some tags I have. And I actually just made a little folder. Just slips right underneath there snugly. This is open. I can plant photos right here. So simple. This comes down, and I think you can see it. And again, I can place a nice size photo here, and I can even put one right here if I wanted to cover up this pretty little image, but I'll probably just stick to right here. This is fun. Okay, so this is a pocket, and I believe this flap was already on there. I did not add this flap to create the pocket. It was already part of the album. So I used it, I covered it with cardstock, and I placed a bunch of picture mats and some tags in there. I think you can see that. This flips up, and I left it alone so I can just place some photos up in there. And I'm going to pull this back so you can see. This is just awesome. Okay, let's start over here. This is all part of the album when you get it, as you can see. And again, I'm going to maneuver this so you can see it a little better. So this was up, it comes down, so you can add your paper. On the back side, same thing, more pictures. This is part of it. I put these mats in here for free floating mats. And again, this whole thing will flip up for you. Great place for photos. Down here, same thing. And it will then, get this, it comes out this way, and I gotta maneuver this to show you what this does so you can see. Big. Lots of room. And on the flip side, I think I showed you that. Okay, so I'm going to flip that down. That goes up. We saw that, and we saw the back side. Now we get into over here. This album is amazing. It's going to hold, oh my gosh, so many photos. This is all part of it when you buy it, and it's already attached, so there's more places for photographs. It folds out. I got more places right here. Over here, what this one does is this will flip up, and you have the back side. And I'm going to bring this down. You have the back side of that. And we have one of these. And guess what? This is going to open up and come out even more. So look at all that room, guys. And then you fold it back over this way, and you have more room. And the back of the album, awesome place just to plant those photos. You can even plant 8x10 if you had an 8x10 to do. So that is the album, and it is, like I said, it's the grande album of all albums, and it's just awesome. Alright, so I'm going to show you the album so you can actually see it better, and I will just close this right on up, latch it, put it to the side, all my picture mats up here, and I have got so many picture mats, and I still have more I could add. So, first things first, I'm going to show you the dies that I use. They have some new dies out, and these are them, and I used all of them. There is the Ornate Pocket Accents, and on the back, you get these. It's really cool. The Decorated Pocket Accents, I use that a lot because it puts the slit in there for you, plus gives you the bar to cut through any cardstock so you can get it right on in. It's really cool. We got the Eyelet Borders Basics, and these are the curved ones, the really pretty ones, and that's what you get in there. The Elegant Pocket Accents. Now these are beautiful. Check those out. Those are the ones that I added to that one page. I also used this and these. And that's the Elegant Pocket Accents. We got the Petite Pocket Accents, and I used these. For my Handmade Flowers, Oakberry Lane stamp and the Oakberry Lane Blossoms die. So let's take a look really quick, and then I'll go over exactly what I used in case you'd like to buy it from my store. I carry all of this. I had so much fun with it. It's the Heartfelt Creations 12 by 12 insta-album, and I'll put links to where you can get these under this video. So I'm just going to take this out. So when you get it, it's like this, and you open it up. Notice that you can add your pocket here. And they have little red circles for you to place magnets. They did all of it. It says 12 by 12.25. You just cut your 12 by 12 piece and you'll fit perfectly there. All right, these are all that comes with it. Look at all these, guys. And what I'm going to end up doing too is the ones that I have left over, I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to mount a picture behind here, and then use those as picture mats too when I create. All right, so this is it, and you will see that each page is going to tell you already what you need to cut your paper at. And I'm going to give you a tip for using the Stamperia Blue Land 3 paper packs. If you are prone to making a lot of mistakes, there is a tip that might help you. And also, if you just need the 3, I'm still going to give you tips to make your paper go farther. So, because the Stamperia Blue Land, each one is only 10 double-sided sheets per pack. And then it opens up. Okay, so you can see where I added quite a bit of trim dies in my own little pockets, and there's that one lip that's already included. This is what's going to keep it nice and sturdy for you while you're making it. When you get this, don't throw it away, use it. Use it for when you have to close it up and store it. It's going to keep it nice. Alright, so inside you saw these that flipped out, so they're already there for you. Okay. Same thing. It's already there for you. Over here, this was already attached. This is the little pocket that they already had for you, and it tells you to cut a 2-inch strip by 12 inches, and it fits right there. And then for the 5 by 12, same thing. And you can even cut it a little short, because if it's tucked back behind here, when you place your paper, it'll fit right in there, tucked back behind. You could probably get away with a 4.5 inch. By 12. That just folds up. Here, these were already attached for you. This as well, and it tells you what you need to cut them at. And it all comes out. This is already attached too, so it's ready to go, guys. If you want to add those extra pockets like I did, do so. That's attached. This whole thing that comes out is attached. It comes back out the other way. So it's all there, it's ready, and that is what I use to create this gorgeous, huge Mongo album. So I'm just gonna put these back because I still have some left over in mine. Okay, so that is it. Again, links to everything I used if you want to give it a try with the Stamperia Blue Land. There we go. All right, so I had to make, I had to use some solid colored cardstock. So this I thought was great because you get the different blues in here. 3 paper packs is what you're going to need if you're going to use the Stamperia, any one of the Stamperia papers. And there's only 10 double-sided sheets in here, but man, I'll tell you that it's gorgeous stuff. Here is the tip. Whether or not you make mistakes or not, any pieces like this that you have, any shavings, you are going to set aside and you're going to use like I did. And I'm going to show you where I did, because I was cutting paper and sometimes I didn't have quite 5 inches or 4-inch width by 12. So I ended up using a strip on the side, and you can't even tell. So you will, even the smallest ones, you will use when creating yours if you're using the Stamperia. Cardstock, because I added my own, I wanted cardstock that matched the album and was sturdy. I chose the 12 by 12, and I believe it's like 85-pound craft. Matches in, and I used it for the back of my picture mats as well as when I was die cutting to give a little more strength behind my decorated paper. So that's what I used there. And let me just show you quick, and that's about it. Oh, the swing latch. I think I told you that in the beginning, but the list is underneath the video. Okay, score tape. I used 2 rolls of score tape. If you don't want to use any score tape, I recommend using a good glue. I'm using, I did half score tape, half glue. The art glitter dries clear. You definitely want that metal tip. And when you are gluing these large panels, you will make sure after you apply your glue and put it down, make sure you use a bone folder to smooth out that glue, because these are large panels and you want to make sure that everything gets smoothed out. Okay? Let's see, where did I use some trim? Right here. So this piece in the middle actually came from the front cover of the paper pack, and you will be using that. Matter of fact, this whole strip came right off here. Notice that this was in here. I cut a piece of leftover scrap. I placed it. You would never know. Here, these are skinny scrap pieces because this was not wide enough for this, and I wanted to make sure that it looked nice. So there is right there how I use this. I also used, because I wanted to add, I didn't want just all brown crafty cardstock, I used leftover trimmings to frame around this. And because I was becoming short on paper, I did the same thing right over here. Around these is what I did. And all this is, guys, is, you know, the little film strips? Where is one? And they have the smaller size. What I did was I cut off this and just made a square, so all I had left was this. And then I glued pieces around it. This tab here came from that one die, so that's not included, but right here is this. This piece here, how I got it to be so long when the die isn't that long, is I piggybacked. So I had a long strip of cardstock. I placed this down, the bracket down, centered. Then I die cut. Then what I did is I brought the side of it. Let's see if I can get this out. Am I stuck again? Probably. Got to clean these. Okay. And it'll be easier if I show you what I did here, because definitely it's one of those things. I call it piggybacking. So this was placed down, ran through the die cutting machine. When that was done, I ended up, after this was done, I ended up placing this right next to where it left off. And I die cut again. See how this goes like this? The same thing. So that's how I was able to create that with this smaller die that doesn't reach all the way across. I do that quite a bit with a lot of the trim dies where I'm needing longer pieces, 8-inch, 8.5, 9, whatever I'm working with. So that is a tip. What else did I do here? Trim, I can show you. Oh, I know I used quite a bit, so to right down here. This piece here was not quite the width it should have been. So again, I took my scraps, long scraps from the various ones, and I laid right here, and you never know, it actually added and made the page that much more prettier. So those are things that you can do. And I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I'm hoping as soon as I get all my photos in there that I can come back and video and show you what it looks like. So I hope you've liked what I did with the album, or at least you got some inspiration, or perhaps you want to give a go, because this paper is absolutely amazing. It is just so gorgeous. Happy crafting, everyone, and thanks for visiting.